Coming up on this episode of The Village Idiom.
Yeah, feeding time. In maternity.
Yeah,
it might be a bunch
different.
of dads up against the glass,
Yeah,
actually.
that's not good. That's not good. That sends you
Just
to
realized
jail.
what I was saying.
It's feeding time.
Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week chooses a popular saying to take a shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while even interesting, if we're really lucky, educational,
Education.
dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but the one thing we are guaranteed to do is use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I am Skinny.
Good to see you, man.
And good to see you. We are sitting down in the studio today. Craziest thing. It was like a plague of like June bugs infested the studio.
So we had to sit down.
Because they were like everywhere. A couple weeks back, it was the floor, the flooding.
Yeah.
And so now is it just, I don't know if is it like June bug mating season? It seems early if they're June bugs.
So, I know you're being funny, but do you have June bug issue right now at home?
No, I just made that up.
So, wait, am I thinking June bugs? Stink bugs.
Stink bugs.
So, I mean, not swarms, but every once in a while there's just like
biblical level amounts of stink bugs.
no, a stink bug. But
That's very different.
well, but they
Like an
still
infestation of spiders? No, well, yeah, but like one
a
spider.
No, I didn't say infestation. I said stink bugs. I actually Googled it because, so, you know, you can't see on the camera here, but we have two lights set up. But I also do other voiceover stuff. And I had it set up and I was, you know, like this mid-recording. And I have to keep going. Like, I can't pause. And I'm recording and just, like, it sounded like a locust coming in. It's just like, and it flies into the room past my face and lands on one of the lamps. So now I should be looking at the camera like this as I go through my voiceover stuff, like this. Hello, but I'm like this, watching. Where's the stink bug gonna go? I just don't like bugs.
Anything that moves weird. Snakes.
Yeah.
Like centipedes, like spiders, all that stuff. If it moves abnormally, then I'm out.
Crabs.
Definitely. That's not good. They're just slow. So I feel like I can do something about that.
I mean, that applies even to people. Like if somebody's coming at you, like,
Then they'll scare me. That's all I'm saying. So I agree.
yeah,
Yeah, if
tap dancers.
If someone comes at me tapping, wow,
That's terrifying.
wow, it's like West Side Story, the musical. I'm losing my mind right now when you do that. Well, whatever.
Oh, there you go.
And that was a pretty good impression. It was like almost perfect
To what?
of West Side Story.
That's the only part I know. I think I've seen it in Simpsons.
It was like right there, but not quite.
You know why it was actually in my mind? You know why that move was actually in my mind? My daughter was just watching one of the million Madagascar movies.
Okay.
And I can't even remember.
1, 2, or 3.
No, I don't remember even which one, but I also don't remember.
I can name all the Toy Stories as well.
Alex the Lion.
Toy Story 1, 2, 3.
Nice. Alex the Lion, who's voiced by
Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller, is in the Pride Lands. He's with his lion people, but he's a zoo lion.
He's a city lion.
He's a city lion.
Sure.
So it's all set up to take over the crown, the throne, but he's got. Excuse me.
He's getting choked up. Was that emotional part?
No.
Does he get trampled
he's got
like
a battle.
Mufasa?
He's got a fight, but he doesn't know it's real.
Is there an uncle named Scar?
There is an uncle, and he's bad.
Weird.
Scar. But is like, let's dance. And so Alex is like, all right. And he's dancing. And he's like, I don't mean dance. I mean fight dance. And so he starts going, okay. So that's why it's in my
Pulls
head.
out West Side Story.
But I appreciate you telling me I was close with the impersonation.
You were right on, but just not there.
What do you mean?
I'm going to say
Close.But.No.Cigar.
Is that what you meant?
Close.But.No.Cigar.
As James Bond, the world is not enough. That was Pierce. Our buddy Pierce, who did that one episode with us and has never come back. Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't come back.
No.
He didn't even do a double.
Now we get Dang Alano and Just Chris. Beetlebat. and Wonder Bread. No more Pierce Brosnan.
Anyway.
Yeah, Close.But.No.Cigar. That's today's idiom. We're going to get into it a little bit later. I do have a game
Well, this sounds fantastic.
of choosing your own adventure or choose the correct origin story.
Maybe in a bit. Now, in terms of cigars, because neither of us are smokers.
No. I have tried a cigar.
Yeah, it was one of those things where are like a super special occasion, like, hey, like I had a baby, or
I've never had a cigar for that reason.
What?
I've never had a cigar celebratory like.
I'm like flabbergasted almost.
I don't think so. I've had.
No, people
my
pull it
first
out.
cigar was with you snowboarding.
Yeah, exactly. Like people pull it out as like an almost prank, like as a like this is so rare and random.
Yeah,
that
I had never smoked anything ever in my life until
we were
up at the top of the hill with Maniac.
Yeah, and it was a ski trip, and it was just like this beautiful day, and everything is like.
This is my memory.
That's pretty good one. Were we in Whistler?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
My memory, because I was so focused. I'm like, how do you do both at the same time? I've never smoked a cigar in my life. I don't even know what I'm doing. And you guys are just like
ash flying in your face.
You guys are just like Clint Eastwood down the slopes with the big stogie, and I'm like, I don't know where to put my hands. I don't know what to do. But my favorite memory is Maniac taking a jump. I don't know if it was entirely intentional, but I just
He hit
see
a
him.
jump?
I see him, a cloud of powder, just, and as the snow settles, he's just got gear everywhere and this little puff of smoke. But it almost looked like, you know, when Bugs Bunny would prank with an explosive cigar, and it's just like the cigar shredded, still in his mouth. That's what Maniac looked like.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something super special like that when someone's like, "Hey, let's have a cigar for this."
I got to make sure I'm sitting over here. I just looked at the camera and I was like,
for this uber special thing. It seems I don't know. It seems reasonable.
I feel like maybe we should have had cigars.
Well, yeah, I don't know,
But
it's not
It's
even
so
like,
it's so off my grid of normalcy that I didn't even think to have one while we're
because
talking about cigars.
Oh, it's like been years.
Yeah, it has been many years.
So, anyways, but in that cigar thing, I don't know, like things that seem celebratory, like that.
Yeah.
There's a very few things that are just so over the top that you would have a cigar for.
Well, it used to be a baby thing, but I think you used to be able to smoke it in the hospital.
Oh man, like
pass
blow
out
it
the cigars
directly into the baby's face. For good
All
luck.
can you picture all the dads behind the glass in like old 50s?
Like nurses holding it
You
up
know,
to the window.
we talked last week about me becoming a grandfather, and my father wanted to go right away. Like, I'm going to the hospital, make sure I can get in. You know, pandemic rules. I couldn't get in. Nobody could get in except for the mom and dad. And
They let the mom in. Crazy. Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
actually the mom's mom. So
I see.
So the real dad and the grandma. Yeah, my dad's like, so you tell me they would stop me. Like if I just walked in and went right up to the glass to look at the baby, and I'm like, Dad, maybe if this was 1950, there's no baby room behind the
Like
glass.
a petting zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get it right up close to the glass and tap on it, yeah, sometimes it'll catch their attention.
No wonder baby swaps
and then you
happened
can
back
feed it
then.
bamboo.
It's like, exactly.
So bizarre.
Feeding time is the best part up against the glass.
Watch this.
Watch this.
They drop a goat into the
Wait,
room.
Yeah, feeding time.
Oh,
in,
yeah,
in
yeah.
maternity.
Yeah,
it might be a
that's
bunch of dads
different.
up against the glass.
Yeah,
actually.
that's not good. That's not good. That sends
Just
you to
realized
jail.
what I was saying.
It's feeding
Feeding
time.
time.
Oh.
Got milk.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I was going to like Jurassic Park.
Totally. That's where I was
the goat
too.
seed.
Yeah.
Not even putting together.
No, what we were actually
babies
talking
don't eat goat. Stupid. Yeah. Anyway, so close,
Close, but no cigar.
but no cigar.
No cigar. I was just gonna say something. Close. What were you gonna say? Celebratory.
The just
Or
that
just
it's
the
super.
uniqueness of
Yeah,
that.
it's super. Something that's got to be. It's got to be that super special occasion.
Yeah.
like not just even your regular. Like that was really cool, but like exceptional.
Yeah. There's some people like I frown upon smoking in general. But then you see
So it's
certain...
kind of judgy.
You see...
Wow.
Yeah, I'm judgy that
Wow.
way. But
Okay.
you see some celebrities with a cigar and you're like,
Schwarzenegger, he says, I'll just have one where I want when I want.
okay, you know what? That still looks cool. I'm not tempted to go get a cigar, but Michael Jordan with a cigar,
Michael Jordan.
he looks cool.
He looks just cool all the time. But is it that it's just that flaunting of rule?
No, I don't know. There's something about it. It's not like, hey, I'm a smoker. It's I just got a cigar. That's cool.
Like right in the middle
This-
where it says like no smoking and he's got a cigar.
Yeah, I don't care about the rule breaking. There's something about this huge cigar and just the nonchalant
Boss hog.
boss hog. Okay, famous cigar smokers. That's funny. Boss hog.
It's got to be Arnold. It's got to be number one.
Yeah.
in my mind for. He says I'll smoke what I want when I want where I want.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, who's going to stop him?
I don't.
Are they going to ticket him? And
How's he able to do it with his mask on in these perilous days?
exactly.
If you're
Paralysis days.
If you're sucking on a cigar, I guess that's the least of your problems.
True enough.
Like, oh yeah, and then there's the emphysema.
Right. Exactly.
Too bad, so sad. Oh, the throat cancer. You got COVID. I have throat cancer. It's like, well, okay. Go ahead,
Have you
smoke your
seen-
cigar.
Forget it. We won't go down that road. So close but no cigar. Have you ever been close but no cigar? Like you're just like, I just missed the.
Yeah, that's where like the tension is. Like if it's a sporting thing or you need this one shot, it all comes down to this moment and you blow it.
Yeah.
Or you get it, but you blow it. Yeah, every once in a while you're the hero. But close, it's like I was dancing on it. Or a comeback. You're playing a game or something with friends or it's some, competitive situation where you're flicking penguins around a board and suddenly, because that's what we did. What was it for your birthday?
Ice cool.
Is that the game?
Ice cool. Supposed to sound like high school.
And you're flicking penguins around a game board.
Great game.
And I think it was like I was the last. I think a series of miracles happened at the end, allowed me to complete all these
Ricochet the
tasks.
penguins into penguins.
Fluky. But then it's that moment where you're like, I'm almost there. I just need one more point.
It's funny that nobody
and
has
flub.
like we say. So we've used it by example, but we've not actually said. Close but no cigar is said when you narrowly miss achieving something. Like you were so close, but no cigar. But nobody ever says when you do win. Nobody's ever like cigar.
Cigar.
I'm gonna start if I win something.
Start yelling, cigar. Instead of saying yeah.
Let's go cigar.
Why do you guys say cigar? Well, if you hadn't got it, we would have said close but no cigar.
Just for fun before we exactly. Just before we get into where is it here? Just before we get into the choices. Oh man. Oh, here we go. So I looked up most expensive.
I can't read anywhere
Okay,
near
you
that
have no
far.
glasses. Most expensive cigars. I was just curious. So I don't know that I've ever bought a cigar. I think the only cigar I've ever had has been given from you.
Yeah, I've
You're,
bought a
you're
few.
my pusher. So
We've had enough super special occasions.
I've never thought about the price of cigars. So I'm like, I wonder how expensive they are. So in the top 10 most expensive cigars, at least on the single list I found, how many do you think we could afford?
0.
Well, number 1 most expensive cigar is the Gurkha Royal Courtesan cigar.
Whoa.
It's not. You don't
It's
smoke.
it's hard
smoking
to it's hard to smoke. Yeah, it's getting papers around.
$1 million.
No,
$1 million.
What's it made of?
It is here.
Is it made of guitar?
Gurkha cigars. Sounds like pickles. Gurkha. What's the pickle?
Gherkin.
Gurkha cigars. Gurkha cigars created this tour de force with the finest care and ingredients, and at $1 million a piece, it tops the list. Let's see what's in it. Infused with the delectable Remy Martin Black Pearl Louis the 13th. Which is $165,000 a bottle. So it's
Right.
It's some sort of liqueur. Do you recognize that name?
I do actually. I just finished watching a thing on.
Just finished my first bottle of it.
No, when people ask for, it was just like one of those little 1 minute YouTube shorts. When what happens in a bar when someone asks for a high end drink and then their card is declined. And so if the drink gets prepared, then they say, okay, your drink's whatever ready, And then, like, I don't know. I don't go to I don't go to bars. I don't smoke. I'm talking over here.
Nor would you ever order.
No.
High-end.
Mortgage the house so you could have one drink. Anyway.
So you've heard of this drink because of that.
Yeah, and it was so obscenely expensive that I thought they were goofing around. Like, for just this order of a 2-ounce drink.
$165,000 a bottle.
It's crazy.
So no wonder the cigar jumps up to...
This guy said in the thing that he can't return it to the bottle. So when the card was declined.
Oh, so you're not saying the person's drunk?
No, it was $300. It was going to be $300. 3 drinks. It was 2 ounces of this drink. It was going to be $300 for 2 ounces of this drink. Which is 2 ounces, nothing. And then the person couldn't pay for it. And then but they were already poured. They said he's not allowed to return them back to the bottle. I don't know if it just whatever that does. It's alcohol. You think it would be fine? I would be like,
COVID.
No problem. Just take it to the back and then pour it back in the bottle. Because
Right.
that's too expensive. That's crazy.
Well, he's not allowed to put it back in the bottle, but he's probably allowed to drink it himself if the person walks away from it.
I don't know. That
It's like priests, right? With communion.
Is that what priests are allowed to do?
Leftover
no,
communion.
no. You can't have that.
Can you afford this communion?
Or no, are there
Anyway,
mid communion? And
there's
it's
that
like,
alcohol.
well, you don't even believe in this stuff. You just wanted to see this is top shelf communion or the well, like the diabolical underworld.
So it's infused
of communion.
with Remy Martin Black Pearl Louis XIII. It's hand rolled only to lever the cigars. Is that a word? Do you know what that means?
Nope.
In addition, all the artisans... Oh, listen to this. I didn't read this before. All the artisans are blindfolded to heighten their senses so that their movements are natural with minimal distractions. So the creators of the cigars are blindfolded while they do it.
Why don't you just hire blind people to do it?
I don't know. Maybe it's part of the uniform. Even if you're blind, you got to wear the blindfold. And lastly...
And we handcuff them, and they have to do it behind their back just to make it even harder so we can charge more.
Listen to this. The Royal Courtesan cigar, why do I keep calling it guitar, is filled with rare Himalayan tobacco that has been watered only with Fiji water.
This is ridiculous.
So they don't take the sprinklers out to the back to water the orchard. They take Fiji bottled water, one plant at a time.
This gets more and more ridiculous.
Each piece is wrapped in gold leaf, and the band is embellished with diamonds totaling up to 5 carats.
What?
If you can afford it, a messenger wearing spotless white gloves will hand deliver this opulent cigar to your place.
In like a Ziploc baggie? That's crazy.
If you could afford, I think there's varying degrees of affording this. There's
Sure.
affording it, and then there's affording it and smoking it.
Well, I imagine there's folks at just such a high level of income that this is not even an issue. It's just the experience. It's like,
Yeah.
let's just do this. It doesn't
Totally.
matter. Like, you just got so much money.
We
It
got
doesn't
to
matter.
check this box.
Yeah. Things to do.
So we'll go really quickly.
Set money on fire.
Second place, most expensive cigar.
That's how you have to light it.
What?
With $100 bills. You light a $100 bill on
Totally.
fire.
Totally.
And then light.
Yeah.
That's how you really get it. Wow. So ridiculous.
And spit the diamonds out like watermelon seeds. So in second place is half that, $500,000, the Mayan Cigars. Third place drops all the way down to $54,000 per cigar, the Double Corona Regis cigar. That seems out of order because there's some mistake there, because the third place says $54,000 and fourth place says $185,000. So
I had a Patronus or something like that once, which, as I say it sounds like a Harry Potter spell.
it is a Harry Potter spell.
It's something like that. Madronus, Patronus,
Medea?
Expelliarmus.
So are you still talking about cigars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a very rare occasion out on this waterfront area with a friend of a friend who was loaded at their cabin.
That's awesome.
And it was a gift.
Was it an Arturo Fuente Opus?
Nope. It
that's
sounds
number-
like Patronus.
That's number 10 on this list. Arturo Fuente Opus X BBMF.
The thing is,
$55.
I don't know enough to enjoy it.
But I'm saying top 10 most expensive cigars.
That's crazy.
Number 10 we can afford. $55.
Oh yeah, we could do $55.
That's the top 10. I was surprised by that.
It doesn't sound right to me, actually.
Well, I did.
Is this Canadian?
No. It's
Is it with Ruples?
it's from Finances Online Reviews for Business.
Oh, yeah, that sounds authentic.
The most expensive cigars in the world, from Cuban Smoke to Gurkha Royal Courtesan.
But that top one sounds authentic. Everything else is just, I think, made up. $55, top 10 of the world.
I don't know. I mean, this wasn't deep research. This was one search.
Hey, Google.
Yeah, most expensive cigars in the world.
That's funny. Anywho.
Your Google is actually answering.
Set my Google off.
All right, well, let's play a game because we have we don't even have time for a game.
Oh my goodness!
We're 20
Let's
minutes
quickly get
in.
into it.
All right,
Out of something that we don't actually know a thing about.
3 potential origins to Close But No Cigar. Let's see if you come away the champion and get to scream out cigar. There we go. Number 1, traveling circuses and carnivals didn't give the children toys and stuffies in the Midway. They gave adults cigars and whiskey. So think Midway at a carnival, you're throwing a
They're
dart.
giving whiskey shots and cigars.
Right.
This sounds like Pinocchio. Like,
Does sound like Pinocchio.
okay, continue.
Maybe that's in the back of my head.
Okay.
I got in trouble for letting my kids watch that because when they start turning into donkeys, they don't use that word.
Like the A word?
The A word.
Okay.
And so my poor little children, while being babysat by my sister, started calling each other that. They're not even, you know my kids, they're not swearers at all.
At all.
And so my sister was having, oh, these little kids are foul language. I'm like, oh boy. All right, so that's the first one. Midway games, being close, but you didn't win the cigar or whiskey. Number 2, from 1896 Buster Keaton silent film about the kidnapping of a baby. Bear with me. When the police caught the villain trying to deceive that the newborn was his own child by showing their similarities, the officer said, close but no cigar.
Okay.
So I guess that's in reference to getting a cigar with your new baby.
That's I like that.
Number 3, World War I tradition of lighting cigars after a successful bombing. However, if the target was missed, close, but no cigar.
Now, immediately jumps into my mind is Will Smith from Independence Day with the whole fat lady cigar thing, make it think it is some sort of pilot.
I was about to say we played clips from that on one of our episodes, but it would have been when the fat lady sings. We must have done that one before.
So when the fat lady sings, or when they were successfully made it, then they could have their cigar.
Right.
Which he was a fighter pilot, which makes me think, there might be something there. I have a hard time with them being like a family thing. It's like, hey, step right up. Here's your whiskey and cigars. That doesn't. But the baby one, I
think I've actually heard close but no cigars.
Close but no cigar
at a Midway.
Yeah, it would be very appropriate at a Midway. I have a hard time unless it's like Atlantic City or something.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with the war one.
The Will Smith and Harry Connick Jr. one.
Yep, I'm gonna go there.
All right, well, let's get into our little show, shall we? 22 minutes in.
Some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
Well, my dear friend Skinny, close but no cigar.
Oh, boo.
It comes from the traveling fairs and carnivals of the 1800s. The prizes back then were not giant-sized stuffed bears or anything like that. They were actually aimed at adults.
That was my
adults were
write-off
playing
one.
these games.
That was my completely. That one's.
The prizes were cigars and whiskey.
That's crazy.
So if
I could throw a ball and break some plates, I would get a
you'd
shot
get
of
a
whiskey.
cigar. Yeah.
Or a cigar.
So if you missed the prize at a carnival game, the carny folk would shout out, "Close but no cigar." And
that is terrible.
yeah. So there's some speculation on this one. Like everybody says this is where it comes from, but there's no proof. However, there is proof. There is evidence. Here's evidence of people handing out cigars as prizes. This is Robert McCrae's 1902 book, The Night Side of London, and it says, should you score 20, you will win a cigar, but you do no more than score 9. Undiscouraged or perhaps encouraged by this fact, you spend another penny and another, but you don't get the cigar, and it is well for you that you don't, for there are cigars and cigars. On you go, and next you try your hand at the coconuts, or the skittles, or the clay pipes, or in the shooting alleys, and so on until your stock of pennies and patience is exhausted. So they're basically talking about a Midway. That's 1902.
And if you're paying a penny and you could win a cigar. I bet you this cigar is just like
I mean, I
rolled up grass.
don't think they had those Royal Corona
No.
gold-plated, diamond-banded cigars.
I
But
don't even think there's dental care for a carny.
so the other thing we know for sure, it is very much an American expression. In fact, to this day, it's barely used anywhere else. So right here, homegrown. Well, we're Canada, but
Close.
close, but... So the first recorded use of Close.But.No.Cigar in print was in Sayre & Twist's publishing of the script for the 1935 film version of Annie Oakley. Close, Colonel, but no cigar. So also very American. This one was just a side thing. It doesn't really give us any background information, but I thought it was funny. This was a story from the Lima News in Lima, Ohio, November 1949, where the Lima House Cigar and Sporting Goods store narrowly avoided being burned down by a fire. And the title of the article was Close.But.No.Cigar.
It's funny.
For a cigar place burning down. So that was funny.
I wonder if that's like when they're selecting a pope. You know, in that room where it's
The
all
white-
like the white
white
poof?
smoke or however that works.
They're just all in there knowing that they can't show the world their cigar smoking. So they're like, every so often when we get a new pope, we just light up.
What? Do you know the history of the white smoke for that?
No. In terms of the practice, I believe that they write all the names or that the voting members of the, however that works for their little cabinet
Right.
clergy thing, they write
The
them on
Pope
papers.
pickers. Peter Piper picked a pepper, but instead he picked a pope
And they write about the paper that I think they set it all on fire.
and washed it off with soap.
That's the Pope on his hope.
Some of them said yes. Some of them said nope.
Yeah.
I hope. Oh, I screwed up. I started with the rhyming word. Hope. Anyway,
Yeah. I don't know. That will be.
did you ever hear?
That's a holy smoke.
Oh, do we have time for this story? I'm going to do it. Did you ever hear the guy? This might be legend, but the person who insured their cigar, expensive cigar, insured it for like under their house insurance, specifically named this cigar and insured it against fire, and then smoked it and tried to claim it. Went to court. I remember reading it. It was detailed. I should look it up and find out how legend or real this is. I remember reading it and went to court, fought it, and had just the right details that he won. To which the insurance company immediately sued him for arson.
That's hilarious.
Right?
That's funny.
Yeah. So when
If you're
they
going to make us claim this as a thing,
Yeah.
then we're going to charge you for setting it on fire.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
right, totally.
So that will be a wash.
So close, but no cigar.
No cigar. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, man, we were into the depths of it. Let's get some riddlings going.
Close, but no ciggy.
Riddling. Oh wait, let's put a little tunage behind this. That was from
But no ciggy.
what is that show called? Scrubs. Riddling is a game we like to play. It's a two-part trivia-based question. Requires a two-part but overlapping answer, overlapping by sound, syllable, word, or words. So, for example, last week, fantastic episode, episode 163, A Bun in the Oven. We left you with this one. Let's see if you can get it, Skinny. You never remember by the time we come back together. Dr. Feelgood Band was a novel by Nicholas Montserrat.
Nope.
Bun in the Oven was our podcast. And yeah, you probably won't remember, but Dr. Feelgood Band. Dr. Feelgood. That's Motley Crue song.
I got nothing for you.
And the Bun in the Oven quote came from a novel called Cruel Sea by Nicholas Montserrat. You'd have to have listened to that episode and directly been asked this question.
I think I was there for that episode, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Motley Cruel Sea.
Okay, wow.
Motley Crue, Cruel Sea. That's how you play
If
riddling.
any of the illegitimate children got that, they deserve a cigar.
A cigar, yeah.
Yeah.
Or some whiskey, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You pick.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple more.
I got a couple. Let me start things off.
You always want to go first.
All right. 1996, Cruella de Vil is near, but misses the mark.
Well, I said I got a couple. I have one more. Because you took mine. That would be Glenn Close, but no cigar. Oh, wait, my music.
That's hilarious. We should check beforehand.
Somehow. Lately, I've been having a bonus one just in case it happens, but it hasn't been used, so I didn't do one this time.
Oh, man. Well,
So I got one.
I'll do another one. And then
I'll do one, and you save yours.
Okay.
Is it a good one to throw out there to the masses?
No.
Well, neither is mine, really.
Okay, well, you can go.
What if mine is yours?
Then we're in trouble.
All right. You missed it by that much, you Smurf villain. Let me say it again. You missed it by that much, you Smurf villain.
Close, but no cigar gamel.
That's it, yeah. That's not yours, is it?
No, illegitimate children. Jump in. I won't say how close it is to so our illegitimate children actually have something. While you're working on your treadmill, you will have this solved. I won't go. So in order to send a reply into us, if you've got a guess on this very different idiom riddlink, drop us an email at thevillageidiompodcast at gmail.com or send us an Instagram.
Telegram.
At the .village.idiom.
You okay?
Yeah, I just had a little stroke.
But you're good? You're going to live?
Facebook,
It's close,
YouTube,
but no cigar.
Or Twitter at 3 minutes gone. Okay, final one.
Okay, go.
Almost there, yet not quite. It makes castle concrete flying monsters.
Oh, okay. Say it again. I got it.
Almost there, but not quite. Making castle concrete flying monsters. And that is 3 minutes gone.
Beautiful. That's great. That's good. It took me a second with just the description. I'm like, what are you saying?
I was trying to sum it up with the fewest words.
You did it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we're at time. It was
That's
fun
our
putting today's episode together for you. Get back to work. I hope your car ride's done. I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Oh, baby, you're close, so close, but no cigar.
And that's 3 minutes gone.